All these screams are so delightful. I love it. I think it's about time I jump back to Skid Row. I recently reacted to and analysed I Remember You, and a lot of you guided me to this one. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer Glatzhofer, but you can call me Jen, and yes, today I will be reacting to and analysing Wasted Time by Skid Row. As always, this is a reaction and an analysis video, so I just want to let you know now, there will be pauses. I cannot tell you how many, but there will be. If you'd rather watch the full thing uninterrupted, I have left the link to the original video in the description below. You can also find the link to my Patreon page in the description below. Over there you can find more content, more Patreon exclusive content. We can chat on our Discord, monthly chats, bloopers. There's tons of fun things happening over there. Otherwise, if you have not yet done so already, please do hit that subscribe button and the bell button to be notified anytime I post. And let's get to it. Oh, a slow suspension. Whoa. Right, no, we need to go right back. I love this opening as well, and how it's continued into this first verse. Yeah, there was a long suspension. It kind of bling, bling for like a full bar, which was really interesting. Kind of even delayed. There was like an added bar to the full intro, which was really interesting. But yeah, when we got to Sebastian's vocals, very legato. There's like no breaking in the phrases. It kind of really just held out into this long flowing line, and then not until the end of the sentence, end of the phrase, then we break, and then we get another long line, really following the same sort of feeling as we're getting with the instruments that we can hear. What is also helping is this kind of nasal placement that he's playing around with as well. Kind of, it's, you know, dynamically it's not anything too loud, so placing it here, if we always constantly have a nasalized sound or placement, we're kind of limiting the volume that we can project or play with. So having this hit just kind of helps us with the direction, with that flow, and you know, we're not necessarily having to be too loud. He actually keeps that sentence going on to the next musical phrase, so he doesn't actually break there. This is a really long first sentence. There's no breath until the very end, where he does actually get a little bit more. There's a little slight crescendo, slight fullness of the sound. But yeah, I love how it's following the instruments there. A little bit of an aspirate onset as well there. A little bit vibrato. Harmony. And there's a bit of that throwaway day, like a throwaway of the note there. The harmony comes in on that third line, then disappears again. But phrasing wise, and even a little decoration, that little run that we get on one of those words, the harmony, the BV line followed that. So it was very in sync. It wasn't like a separate line. It was very much backing the lead vocal there. Oh, sorry, I love that straight tone into the vibrato there. He's got such great control of his voice. This, that's like way up. Where are we? Let's have a little look. Yeah, so we've A flat 4, G4 territory there. So we are past the first passage of our lower set male singers. We are still maintaining a lovely full vocal fold closure connection here, meaning that, you know, it's a very clear sound. There's no extra breath coming through. It's not a breathy sound underneath it. And that's also what's going to help us get a full sound overall. Dynamically, we're not pushing a lot of volume out there. We are really controlling this lovely blend, this lovely mix, chest dominant mix up here. It's got such a lovely place. And this nasality, we're kind of dropping it here a little bit, but that helps us as well because of this tiny controlled space. But remember, the twang that we're also hearing here, twang and nasality are two different things. Even though they sound sometimes quite similar, we can mistake because we can feel it around the same area. Sometimes when we talk about the mix or twang, we can place it around the middle, which obviously our nose is right here. So they can feel or sound very similar. Nasality is controlled by our soft palate. If it is not lifted, if it is in a down position, then it is touching the back of our tongue. Or if a nasalized sound, it means it's in a mid position, right? So some breath is still coming through our nose. But the twang that we're kind of hearing a little bit here as well is the tightening of our AES, which is just above our vocal folds. They're two separate things. Let's just go back. It's just so, like I said, it's not like he's reaching up with volume up here. He's really allowing that twang to drive that forward. A little bit of distortion there as well. Yeah, it's so open here. I love what you the phrasing is I love when that is the forefront of like the intention there, and that really nice. The added harmony there up high, really beautiful. Yeah, playing around with that distortion level as well, which is the contact here especially is the contact of our false vocal folds. Again, just above our true vocal folds, there's a contact there to kind of create this distorted sound. That vibrato. Oh my gosh, you can feel the emotion and anger there on the behind. I love how the majority of that behind, there's a diphthong, but the majority of that was on this lovely straight tone. If we are always including vibrato, it can feel quite classical, quite musical theatre-esque, not all the time, because obviously we're hearing vibrato here as well. But I love how on this long note, initially there wasn't any vibrato, so we're going to get much more of a fuller chest-like sound, like he is calling out. Like we don't talk with vibrato, so we're kind of linking those two together. Then at the end, we kind of close that there as well, with a little bit of that kind of pain and distortion as we close on that diphthong. That was really lovely. And also, let's just talk about where he is in his vocal range, beautifully blending, like the strength within his vocal folds. We are past the first passage. The first passage that I just mentioned earlier as well is where our vocal folds want to go from thick to thin really quickly. So if we were to not add any extra tools in our voice, like if you've experienced that before, like around that is most likely where your first passage is. We can extend and improve our chest register up, but then we have to also start activating and playing around with our mix, and that's what he's doing beautifully here. There is no heaviness to his loud belts, his loud screams, his like voice up here. There's no heaviness, and in order to get this full sound, we have to make sure that there's resistance within the vocal folds. So he really knows how to play around with his voice. I love it. there's still that distorted scream in his voice. Ooh, that was soft. No, it's kind of like the vibrato always wanted to send him higher on a different note up high. That was really interesting. Sometimes the vibrato note tends to go low, but it's like he was going like up high. Does that make sense? That was really interesting. Anyway, I love how here we're going to see the second vocalist. There was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, I just remembered. I think the words were haunting. Let me get the lyrics up actually. Paranoid delusions, they haunt you. Okay. Whenever you use the word haunt, we want to be able to feel that imagery. So I love how there is like a very spoken-led quality and a like whisper kind of like, you know, he's playing around with the quality and the sound, overall sound of his voice. It's not just like beautifully sung. He's like, what am I singing? Okay, I'm going to paint it with the kind of color. There's like a little bit of a distorted and a heightened, like characterful, cartoony almost feel, which might be a bit of a lifted larynx there. It's eerie. Oh, these long notes, they're so clean and clear that we get... I just love how not everything's like heavily distorted. When it is, it really works because he's leading into like what the words and what he wants to convey with those words. La, we're just letting it like project on it and almost get this darker feel. I love how he's not afraid to go into these different qualities and just really paint us this picture with his voice. It's so cool. No, I need to talk about where are we going here? See how like light it is in his voice? There's no heaviness, and we associate our thicker folds with a louder sound. It doesn't have to be heavy, but if we were to reach up there with and try and bring our thick folds up with us, it would very easily become very heavy and painful. Like, where is that? Yeah, E flat. Our vocal folds, when we're in our speaking territory, our lower register chest voice, they're thick. As we ascend and get higher within our pitch, the vocal folds are actually thinning out and stretching out. It's not that the larynx is moving up, otherwise we'd feel trapped up here as well. We want to just allow nice movement of the larynx wherever it wants to go, so it doesn't feel trapped for us. But yeah, it's the stretching of, we want to allow the voice to thin out, which we're really hearing here. But then there's heaps of whine on the vocals as well, so it's not just like a breathy sound. We still need to have that support behind us. I love it. It's so good. That distortion there as well. I love that harmony. Notice the vowels that are used are very spread as well. I don't think he's stretching out because otherwise we would feel a heaviness and a pull up there. It's keeping narrow whenever needed, but the spread in there is really offering a bright overall feel. Wasted time. What else did he say? But like it's very bright overall sounding. Whoa, 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 whoa. I love how he landed there, actually. So is that still the same? So go from E flat D in this lovely full sound. Again, it's not heavy, but now we're actually getting a little bit more of an angst, distorted feel behind it. And we can, again, remember that contact is happening with our false vocal folds. That also gives us an overall full sound because we associate our thinner qualities to like soft falsetto, which is quite breathy, or head voice dominant, so where we are connected. So this grit and that distortion is also giving a much more of a darker kind of, scream like feel to it. But yeah, the way he lands, so what I mean by land is when he goes onto a lower note as he's getting a little bit thicker. I mean, it's only a semitone half step difference between the but he is not getting thicker. He's actually bringing down that same quality, landing really nicely for him. Use that yeah. I love how he kind of got a little bit quieter there. Sometimes we feel, and he's not throwing a lot of volume into this. Sometimes we feel like this big scream, okay, but then our immediate go-to is, like I just did, and we're holding a lot of pressure on our vocal folds, and we're going to start screaming and really like letting rip and bringing a lot of volume out. He's actually holding back on that volume, allowing his vocal folds to be thin, adding that distortion, like I just said. But I like here how he does glissandos up here, how he slides up. He actually kind of brings that volume in even more. Let's see if we can hear that. You can hear quite a switch. All these screams are so delightful. I love it. Again, he's just letting his mouth stay open, so it's so relaxed down. Here we could really see a lovely open down. Love that guitar solo as well. The bass kind of just plodding along as well. Those hits with the drums, kind of what was I going to say? Just coming, hitting it a little bit more. Pushing it forward, that's what I was going to look for, those pushes in there. That was really nice. Yeah, when we come back to the vocals, rage. Again, he's painting rage within the vocal lines. That's really nice pairing the two. Yeah, da, da. Like there's such a bright ping in his voice there. Sometimes there is a lovely kind of neutral sound to his voice, but occasionally I think there is the twang, but a lift of the larynx as well, just to get that a little bit brighter. I love the hand. That's why I keep doing it. Oh, different vocalist there. I love how he hung that on. Lyrically, the chorus is both the same both times round. Can you look at yourself when you think of what you left behind? And then, as he drops down. Really, really nice. It was quite a dark song. you know, obviously we're watching the music video here, so there's a lot of imagery kind of showing us what this song is about as well. So all these hits on the certain words where they do become very spoken like and yelled, and even like the ascend in that chorus, it is a scream of help. There is so much pain, and that distortion in his voice is there as well, helping paint that pain. There's a lot going on. I love that vibrato in there. Oh, it is still. It really sounded like it. I think obviously it's just an overlay because that's what we could do. It's a music video. I wonder how they did this live. Was such a different quality, where we instantly become much more closer to where he naturally would speak, unless he does speak up there, I don't know, but much more closer to where he naturally would speak, so it just feels a lot more settled, a lot more darker. That was really satisfying, sorry. Oh wow. Yeah, there was a slight major chord there in his memory. Is that the lyrics? And end our memory. Oh, okay. Interesting choice to go major then, ever so slightly. Then we continued. He brought up the E vowel up, but then to help us stay on this full sound, E's are quite small. Like unless we go slightly. Here we go, memory, yeah, we added a yeah. So again, just dropping that so it feels even more relaxed to kind of belt on this big, glorious sound. I love how in these moments where we're kind of coming down, it's not about sending lots of breath or that distortion. He's actually got a lot of clarity within his voice. It's kind of like he's just talking. God, sorry, just that change between that distortion, clean voice, boy, whenever he does a little run. Lots of that vibrato. There's a bit of a sob quality in there as well. Again, leaning to the emotion of the song. That sob quality will automatically get us a little bit darker and include a little bit of resistance with our vocal folds, which helps us with that clearer sound. Change. This is just pure, just the false vocal folds just get just again, it's not a loud sound, even though it feels like it's so it's quite loud and just like forceful, like right close to the mic. It's actually just a different contact. Like I said, it's the false vocal folds rather than the true. If it was to come from the true vocal folds, which is where we talk now, that's where we're going to start affecting. So if you are someone who wants to play around with this quality, if you feel a little bit of irritation or strain here, just stop, because it just means that the true vocal folds want to get involved. We want to try and activate the false vocal folds there.
You'd let it get this far, boy.
Gosh. Brought it right down at the end. Wow. Yeah, I mean, letting a little bit more of that breath right down, paired with the imagery, it's quite chilling. But what a showcase. of his voice. A lot of you did say that Wasted Time really does showcase Sebastian Back's voice a lot. His screams, his highs, really, really lovely. I love how, yes, there's an element of letting go and just like letting it rip and kind of letting that go, but then every so often we get this bright ping, and there is that kind of, you know, especially when he's then descending and he wants to grasp hold, you know, the swap between that distorted and clear sound is so nice. It's so lovely, that agility to swap between the two. Really enjoyed it. Well, thank you to those of you who commented on my reaction and analysis to Skid Row's I Remember You for letting me know to go and check out their Wasted Time. I really enjoyed diving into Sebastian Back's voice a lot more. Do hit that subscribe button and the bell button and the thumbs up button. Go over and check me out on Patreon as well, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye!